Hello. Today we're going to tour the Wheeler family farm. We're here in Sandy, Utah, and we were just driving by and we saw this. It was one of the original dairy farms set up here in the Salt Lake area in the early 1800s, or the late 1800s I should say. It was a 275 acre farm where they mostly did dairy, and they did some goats and pigs and some chickens, but they had draft horses where they would pull a wagon to deliver the milk locally. And today, well, in 1979, the last of the farm owner, the Wheeler family, passed away. The descendants didn't want to keep the farm going, so they donated it to the county. So today it's a 75 acre farm. A lot of the buildings are original. Some of them have been restored. We'll take you through a tour of all that. And the county owns it, but they've got 4 full-time employees and some part-time staff that helps manage it. They do parties and weddings and tours. And they have a pumpkin patch and a hay maze that they do in October, and they earn about $150,000 doing that. And so basically, farmers market, they grow their own vegetables, they sell the meat from the pigs that they raise. So that basically it's still a working farm open to the public for view, but they make enough money doing this that it pays for the staff and all the electric and water and all the bills. So the taxpayers don't pay anything to maintain this place. It's maintained by the work that's done here and the proceeds from that effort. So we'll take you through this tour. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video. We're not in Texas right now, but we are in Utah, and it's a beautiful November. We're towards the end of November, and it's short sleeve weather, and we're excited to be here.
We're at a historic farm here in Utah in the Sandy area, and we were just driving by and thought that we would take a look. So come take a tour with us. We're going to start with the horses because they're my favorite.
It looks like over here they're using the best tool in the world, a John Deere tractor, to muck out a stall. I imagine they'll use that for fertilizer here on the farm. Kind of a cool little place. That's a nice inexpensive trough for horses. And look, it's on skids, you can move it around.
That's awesome.
That's a clever idea, instead of having to buy those expensive metal rings.
I wonder if they use the draft horse to show how to use plowing.
I don't know, look at all the old buildings. We probably need to go and look through all of them. Well, let's see here. Pavilion, restroom, barn. Alright. Party house. Farm animals, wagon rides, ice house store.
Well, pick a route.
So here we are, just past where they were mucking the field, and there's another interesting. Couldn't put a round bale in there, but they do the square bales, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Nice looking cows. And right here, the antique farm equipment. We'll go in there and take a peek. There's another simple trough, all on skids that they can move around. This way animals can get to all sides.
And you mix up your ground and you get your ground all
fertile. Okay, we're in the antique barn. I don't think this is antique, John Deere Gator, but look at this old wagon. That's pretty cool. And here's a drill, an old drill. Another old drill there. Massey Ferguson. Wonder what this is, some sort of shucker or...
I bet that's what that is.
I don't know, I think these Fords are still usable. Farm all. Got lots of pictures on the wall of antique tractors. These are cultivators. Another. Is that a shucker?
Leader Historic Farm.
Cool looking hay barn. So they got this kind of set up like a zoo. Got sheep. Here's turkey. They don't like being fed or filmed.
Wow, those are pretty. So here is an older building. They call it a granary and fruit cellar. It was built in the 1870s and they restored it in the 1980s. And so you go down into the ground where it keep everything cold for the
So the fruit down there and the grain up above. Cool. Here's a blacksmith station here for the blacksmith shop. They would have do their own here on the farm. So here's a pond. In Texas we would call them a tank. And another one right next to it, and road going in between. And then you can take walking tours. I'm not sure how many acres, but the farm goes way back there where they ran their cows and they still have some cows and stuff back there, and they cut hay and the ducks. That is a lovely park. It's probably a whole lot of work when these guys had this farm, and now they got all kinds of employees to from the county to take care of it, but it's a lovely place. So this is right next to the big house. This is a root cellar, and was built in 1870, and the other sign says in 1834 they turned this into a summer house for visitors when they would come, and they just built it on top of the root cellar. So not very big, but back then houses weren't very big. The garage, and they do tours on the house here May through October. I can't get it all in the video, but we're in the big barn, and here's the Wheeler family tree for this historic farm. And here's some of the items from the carriage and models of the horses. And again, we're in snow country, so there's a sled. Wouldn't that be fun to have a horse-drawn sleigh ride? And replica of the horses that they used to pull the milk wagon with. And here's what they used before John Deere tractors to cut their hay. And the different pitchforks, and boy, you know, even with a John Deere tractor, I find farming's a lot of work. I can't imagine doing it in the 1800s. And anyway, there's the family tree. You can see the big spaces. This is where they have a lot of winter activities here, company parties and stuff. And then in the summertime, she said they do weddings almost every weekend. And back there behind the tree, the bride can get ready. And anyway, it's kind of a fun area. This barn is not historic. It's not part of the county built this in 1999, and but it's a big event center, and brings in a lot of the money for their all the other stuff that they do here. Anyway, we're in November and notice them plowing down here. I'm not sure why they're plowing the field up in November, but there's not really a crop out here will grow in the snow that I'm aware of. But here, the garden, they're digging up some carrots. I think some radishes and a nice little garden. Well, we just got another tour from a staffer. She's a horticulturist and gave us some rainbow carrots, and she explained why all the plowing in November. That's because they set up a hay maze and pumpkin patch activity. They do pumpkins here and hay maze there, and they have to pack the ground down for the public to come in, and because they're government, everything has to be level so wheelchairs can go through and stuff. So the ground's pretty compacted for the public, and they do all these activities. And so when it's all over, they just plow it up to break up the hard compacted ground, and all the straw and hay and stuff that's on top, they till it in so it'll decay over the winter time. But that's what they do here. So it's pretty cool. I found out they're self-sufficient. It's Wheeler's historic farm. You can look them up online, or they have a Facebook page. But apparently they make enough money from selling at the farmers market the vegetables that they grow. They cater weddings and tours of the farmhouse and stuff. They make enough off of the farm to pay for the farm and the people that work here. So they don't take any tax dollars to maintain this place, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, kind of a fun little thing we just saw and stopped by here in Utah to look at. If you like what we're doing here on our farm, or the videos that we make, please share us and like us. And if you haven't, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it.